I'm with Gerrit Van Vliet from the Netherlands, and you're a volunteer here at CFI, Christian Friends for Israel. Gerrit, how long have you been here in Israel?
I arrived, thank you for inviting me, by the way, but I arrived in September, September 5 to Israel in the midst of the war. So it's now 5-6 months right now, yeah.
What was it like coming to Israel during war?
Yeah, we weren't afraid because we felt like sent by God. So he was really our comforter in this time. But I felt really, I was here when the war broke out in 7th of October in a trip, 10-day trip. And we went back through Cyprus, back to the Netherlands. We couldn't have a flight back to the Netherlands at that time. And when I left Israel at the time, I felt really as a bad shepherd, leaving the flock in danger in a war, and you go back to the Netherlands and you are safe. I felt really guilty, so I started praying at that time if we should come back to Israel, yes or not. And eventually we came back with my family, wife and 4 children. Yeah.
And what were family and friends saying about coming to Israel during the time of war? Were they warning you against it?
Yes. Some people, yes, they really didn't get it because, it is dangerous if you look in their point of view. But for me, being in God's will, it's the most safe place where you can ever be. So, and when I explained it to believing friends and family, they understood. But some people, they didn't really understood it, and till now they are questioning us. But that's fine. I can understand that. Yeah.
So you were here during October the 7th, and now you've recently just been to Kibbutz Be'eri, which is one of the areas that was affected. What have you been doing there?
Recently, we have in contact there. She's a survivor. She was a hostage as well, and she got freed. And she is our contact there, and we are trying to cooperate together. But in this specific need, we went with 3 young guys to help in the animal farm there, just to clean up the cages of the birds, the cages of the animals. We clean out, and we do as much as we can to help them and to give them a taste of love. Yeah.
Do they share their stories along the way?
Yes. Yeah. Some people are really traumatized. But the one we spoke with, they really opened their heart to tell the story. And, for them, it's a kind of healing to just express themselves, where they went through. So we went there with a listening ear, just to listen to them. And there are no words for this terrible atrocities, what happened there. There are no words we can comfort them, but it's hard to find words. So the ears are the best tool for them in this moment to comfort them. Yes.
What sort of stories are they saying?
Oh man, we visit all the homes there, and there are too many stories. One, I was standing in the front of Eli Sharabi's home, and he was at that time still in captivity, and he didn't know that his 2 daughters and wife were killed in that moment, and that really touched my heart. I was crying there in the front of his home, and 2 weeks ago he was relieved, and he was like thin as it was cruel to see. But for me, every visit there is like, wow, it's hard to get. Yes, yeah.
What is Kibbutz Be'eri like at the moment? What happened to it, and what's it like now?
Now, many houses are already destroyed, like houses really affected by shot down by the warfare and the attack of Hamas. Many houses are still preserved just to let the people know what happened there. But it's still a war place. Some people want to return, but they are not able yet, so they are evacuated to another kibbutz, a temporary kibbutz. So the plan is that they will return in 2 years. But it's some people don't want to return, some people want to return. So it's still a battle in their minds to whether they return or not. Yeah.
I imagine they will leave some of the houses the way they are as a memorial to remind people exactly what happened, but then they will build new houses as well alongside that for the families that do want to go back.
Yes, yes. There are discussions about it. We talked about this as a memorial, but some people, it's a communal system, a kibbutz, so everyone needs to agree with it if this will be a memorial or not. So they are thinking and negotiating about this, if they will leave a house as a memorial place or they build a new one on the spot somewhere. But everything needs to be decided right now, yeah, in this case.
Tell us some about the practical work that you've been doing there.
Yeah, it's just, for instance, all of the people are evacuated to different places. And so, but the animals are still there. Some animals are they stole a tractor and they drove through the fence. And all the wild animals, the deers, they run into the fields. They lost them. They were really sad about it. But there are still many reptiles to be taken care of. But there is no one. So people from Kibbutz Be'eri needs to come there to do these jobs, even though there is no life in the kibbutz. So we did this, for example. We help in the animal part. And you see already the kibbutz being rebuilt. So they are basically destroying the old houses right now, and there are already plans to build it up. But the west side is the most. It was hardly hit it, and it was the most new neighborhood. So it's actually very sad that the new neighborhood needs to be rebuilt. Yeah, it's very sad to see. Yeah.
Is this a good opportunity to be a Christian witness in that community?
Yeah, I think so. We believe that God promised this land to the Jews, to Israel. And, we see around the borders, and that's my ministry, Communities Under Attack, that the enemy don't want them in Israel. They don't want them. So when God establishes a plan for his people, according to his word, there will be attacks all the time. And we as Bible-believing Christians, this is our time to stand with them in their communities to help them unconditionally, with prayer and practical help. Yes.
And now you've also been to Nahal Oz. Tell us a bit about Nahal Oz.
Nahal Oz is not really it's not like Be'eri. That was because there was an army base next to it. So there was in this specific day, there was a unit there. It was actually a miracle that there was a unit there to train. So they fought the terrorists, and it's sad to say, but only 15 people died there, 15 civilians. So it is less hit, but we also, in Nahal Oz, we help a family last week we helped a family to move from one place to another inside the kibbutz. And they really feel like that they need to start living there again. But they had terrorists in their home. So for them, their house became a traumatic experience. So they want to rebuild their own house. So they moved temporarily to the neighbor. And when they finish their repairing, they go back there and live again there. Yes, they had terrorists in their homes, and the terrorists didn't saw their doors. They were both of sides of the house were safe rooms. The son of them was in the left safe room, the couple in the other one, but they didn't approach the doors. They didn't see the doors. It was crazy. It's a big miracle happened there, and it was a big testimony because they really believe in God, and they prayed, and God really helped them to survive. And now because of this testimony, they want to come back to this place, and we help them with that. Yes.
I imagine there'll be a lot of need for trauma counseling in the future as well.
Yes. Yeah. I'm in charge of Communities Under Attack. And basically, almost everyone is traumatized, has a kind of disorder, post-traumatic disorder. And, there is many things to pray for. We have inside CFI, we have Under His Wings. That's help for traumatized people. And unfortunately, we will be busy in this ministry, I think, yes. Yeah.
Why did you want to go to this area and specifically minister and help these people?
We want them to know that many Christians all over the world are standing behind them, and they felt really forsaken. Like all the squares in the world, they are full of anti-Israel protests, and they got hit so hard that they feel like they have another hit on them because of all this protest going on. So for them, it's double. After the attack of Hamas, they felt like, okay, now the world will see what really happened, and then it turned all the way against them again. And that's really terrible. And so we want to let them know that we pray for them, that we stand with them, that we want to see them back in their places. Not because of we want to see them, but because God promised them, and He is faithful God. We believe in a faithful God, and we want to live according to His image, yes.
Are they responding to what you're doing? Are they so grateful and happy and telling you about how they feel because of what you're doing to help them?
Yes, yeah. Many times I got just out of the blue big hugs. Thank you very much for coming here. Even though we do it unconditionally. We don't expect anything back. But yes, there are people, really, a lot of people that really hugged us and thank us. And yeah, it's amazing to see. Yeah, it's really touching their lives. Yes, yes.
It must be exciting just to know that they are responding to you as well as a believer in Jesus.
Absolutely, yes, yes. And it is. We want to reflect His love. And that is our task here in the land. You know, in the past they were persecuted in the name of Jesus. But we know that Jesus was really loving His people. He gave His life for His people. That is his heart for them. And we really want to reflect His heart to His people. Yeah.
Yes. We've had over 500 days of the war and the kidnapping and everything. Are some of these communities still waiting for their loved ones who are in Gaza?
Yes, almost every community. Nachaloz is still waiting for one guy. I think Near Oz has the most people being in captivity right now, taking hostage. I think all of them, they are waiting for the bodies of their loved ones or their friends and relatives. Yes, it's really hard for them to. When I talk to them, all of them, they say, we cannot really recover from this until the last hostage is back. And that's understandable because you aren't complete as a community. So yes, yeah.
Yeah. The attack happened on October the 7th, but the trauma still continues because they have to go through the trauma that they've been through, but also waiting for those people who've been kidnapped to come back to them. And it's never-ending trauma, really, isn't it?
It is a never-ending trauma. It's until the last hostage is back, then they can think about recovery. That's the most saddest part. I mean, we talk with people that lost their neighbors, lost their father, lost their brother. And it is so bad that you get used to it somehow. For them too. I mean, it's so much pain that you block, kind of. And yeah, that's the heaviest part. That it's, I don't know. I don't know how to explain that. Yeah.
Do you feel sometimes that you're suffering from trauma just listening to these stories when you're actually trying to show the love of Christ to them as well?
Yeah, yes. Yeah, to be honest, it feels, when I come home after such a day, I mostly cry. Yeah, it's a relief of emotions. Yeah, you know, and sometimes I'm an emotional guy, so I can cry quickly if I allow myself, but I preserve that for my home most of the time. But yes, all the time when I am out to such places, I'm crying just to relieve. And we are not created like this to go through such difficult times. Yeah.
What is your prayer for this community at this moment?
My prayer is that they, even though they went through such hardships, that they will feel the love and the comfort of God. Yes, that's what I pray for. And that there's hope also after life. You know, they don't know Him, we know Him, He defeated death. And in my belief, we only can really recover from such things that if we believe in the one who defeated death, and that's the Messiah of Israel. So yeah, that's my prayer for them, that they will really being recovered through Him. Yes, yeah.
So what's the website address for CFI for the work that you're doing? If people would like to know more, what's the website address?
It's www.cfijerusalem.org. So there you can find the different ministries, what we do. Also communities under attack, yes. Yeah.
Okay, Gerrit, thank you very much.
thank you for having me. Really, thank you very much.